Greetings and welcome to Dude's Comic Haul. I'm Jason and this is my weekly haul video where I share with you the new books I picked up on the best day of the week, New Comic Book Day. A smaller haul than usual this week, which is really cool. I've got 8 books that were in my pool this week and 1 book I picked up off the shelf. I was tempted to pick up Multiversity. I'd heard a lot about it. I'm not the biggest Grant Morrison fan, but I like the idea of the series and it sounded like it would be up my alley, the whole different realities, the different universes. But it was a $4.99 book, and looking ahead, and they've got another issue next month, and if it's going to be a monthly and it's going to be $4.99 every month, no matter how many pages they give you, it's just basically having to put that extra out when I'm already, I'm getting 2 weekly series that are taking a lot of money to kind of from my pool of money for my comics. It's taken a lot of money out of that pool to then be picking up a $4.99 book as well. So yeah, I decided to leave Multiversity, but it'll be interesting to see how that book does and whether the price puts a lot of people off, because it doesn't matter how many pages you give and how big of a bargain you do. It's just the basic economics, isn't it? That still, you got to put that extra out every month. Anywho, so let's get into the books that I picked up. First up off the shelf, I've got the final issue in this mini-series, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. The series, I feel, has been a bit of a letdown. Story-wise, it started quite well, and the first couple of issues, story-wise at least, were good. About the last issue, things began, story-wise, to fall apart a bit. The art since the first issue has been a problem. It's not so much the art is bad, it's just the artist, he doesn't do action very well. And for this book, you really needed an artist whose strength was action, and unfortunately we've not got it. I'm hoping this issue is going to go out with a bang though. The cover at least, I really like, really do love that cover. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is going to go out with a bang and everything's going to get tied up, but we will see. But I feel it's a missed opportunity, that series, because I think Shang-Chi is a very interesting character, and I think you look at the Marvel Studios films that they've done, you've got Guardians of the Galaxy, which is totally different from the Captain America movies, and I think that's the thing that Marvel have done, is tonally the movies themselves are all different, and I just think a film like Shang-Chi, which would be much more of a kung fu martial arts type film, would be a completely different bag as well, and I think would add another flavour to what Marvel are putting out. So I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity where they put the wrong creative team on that book. Certainly from the artist standpoint, it's the wrong artist on the book, and unfortunately people may think twice before going back to that character. So these now are the books off my pull. We got Batman Eternal, issue number 20, a third through this series, really enjoying it past couple of weeks. It seems to be when we centre around the Arkham Asylum stuff, I'm not really that into that part of the story, but the rest of the story I'm just really loving, and I've really enjoyed this series. As much as I'm enjoying it, I'm going to be pleased when these 2 weeklies finish, because they do take so much money wise from my pool of comic money, and it's really going to be a relief financially when these have done. But at the moment, I'm pretty much enjoying these. I would think twice before entering into a weekly series again. I don't mind as an occasional thing, as an anniversary kind of thing, but if DC are going to start doing this as a regular kind of deal in future, I may think twice, maybe even think three times before I get into bed with a weekly. We then have a Batman and Robin issue number 34. Really enjoying this Robin Rises story. To me, it seems very much to be a father and son kind of story. You've got Batman, the father, trying to save his son's life, trying to bring him back to life from the dead. We've then got Godfrey trying to impress his father on Apocalypse, yet nothing he does ever seems to be the right thing or to please his father. So so far it's very much seemed a father and son kind of story, but yeah, really enjoying Batman and Robin Rises, and that'll be one of the first books I read this week. We then have the New 52 Futures End issue number 16. I don't know what's going on that cover, but yeah, I've been enjoying this series a lot. even the stories I wasn't really feeling, I've kind of come round on now, and I'm really enjoying it. Like that, I'm talking about like the Cadmus Island stuff and the Lois Lane stuff, but that's really started to hook me the last couple of issues. I think fans of Earth 2 will really enjoy this series. It's 5 years in the future. There's been this war with Earth 1 and Earth 2, so there's a lot of fallout from that. And I think for people that like Earth 2, you get to see kind of a lot of these characters in the future. Also, I think what's clever is they've used a lot of characters from books that have been cancelled. So characters like Grifter and Frankenstein, Hawkman, Stormwatch, and Mr. Terrific, and kind of kept them involved in the DC universe, which is another thing that I think has been really good. So yeah, really enjoying that one. Another book I'm loving is All New X Factor, issue number 12. I love Peter David's style of writing as he kind of slowly builds things up. And as individual issues, they might not stand out as much. But when you read them as part of the whole and you see what he's doing and how he's building, I think you enjoy it more and more as the series goes on. Yeah, and there's a lot of questions I'm looking to get answered this issue, so I'm looking forward to that one. We then got Daredevil issue number 7, which is the original sin tie-in with Daredevil kind of learning more about this woman who they're kind of intimating is his mother. I'm kind of new to Daredevil. I only started reading the character when the Mark Waid run started, so it's not a character that I'm an expert on, and so I don't know if this has been a big part of his history that he never knew what happened to his mother, or if it's been intimated that this woman is his mother. If that's been intimated before, I don't know. But I really enjoyed the last issue. It was a really different story than the kind of fun stories we get with Daredevil. But yeah, I'm really loving what Mark Waid's doing. No Chris Samney again this issue. We got Rodriguez again on art, but I quite like Rodriguez's art, so that's not such a bad thing. Though I do love Chris Samney. Samney's brilliant, but Rodriguez is a good fill-in. We then have Magneto issue number 8, which I just bloody love this book. Usually I'm the kind of guy, I like my books to kind of build each issue, kind of like All New X Factor does. But I'm not the biggest fan of like one and done stories. But with this series, it doesn't seem to bother me because the series is just so good. And even though each story is kind of a one and done, it doesn't bother me. And I think just the whole way Cullen Bunn has got the character, he's just totally got the character of Magneto. His motives aren't what motivate villains. It's not about the self, it's about helping others of his race. But then the methods that he uses to help them or to extract justice for them can be quite brutal, and so you wouldn't kind of class him as a hero because of the way he does things, but then his motives are such that you wouldn't really necessarily class him as a villain. And so Magneto kind of fits into that grey in between, and that's one of the things I've always liked about the character. He's quite complex in that way. And so yeah, and I think Cullen Bunn has just caught that perfectly in this series, and yeah, I'm really enjoying the heck of this. I'm glad I started reading it. We then have Nova issue number 20. I still think there's a bit more to come out about Nova's dad yet, but I'm still enjoying the series. I'm glad Rocket's in here because I really liked the team up last issue between Rocket and Nova. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this book right now. It was only a few issues back I jumped back on board this book, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And finally this week we have Original Sins issue number 5 of 5. I haven't read issue 4 yet. I've got to dig that out and read that. What this book is, it's kind of like when all the secrets were revealed back in issue 3 of Original Sin. This book just kind of, characters who haven't got their own books, it kind of fills in what they saw or secrets they've got. So this issue, as you can see from the top there, we've got Nick Fury, Young Avengers, and everybody else. So, but yeah, so I can't say if this is going to be any good, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So those are my books for this week. I will be back some point over the weekend with my review video. It was a strange one last week. I managed to get my review video up earlier. I got it up on the Saturday. I was really pleased. I got it done early and I got less views. You know, usually it's like late on a Sunday, sometimes even a Monday, before I get my review video up. And The views I usually get doing it that way, getting up earlier seemed to get me less views. So I don't know what that was about, if it's a 1 week blip or what, but yeah, that was a strange one. But yeah, so as I say, hopefully that review video, I'm looking at Friday or Saturday to get it up, but it will be up some point over the weekend. I'm very excited this weekend. We got Doctor Who is going to start Series 8 with the new Doctor. See what Peter Capaldi brings to the role. I see a lot of like Jon Pertwee qualities in him, and so that's got me excited because he's one of my favourite Doctors. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with the role. I've got tickets to see it at the cinema, which will be the first time I've ever seen Doctor Who at the cinema. I didn't see the 50th at the cinema just because it was in 3D, and I don't like 3D. It just makes my eyes go funny, and it makes me have a migraine. So yeah, I tend to stay away from 3D. But luckily this one's in 2D, so I'll be there on Saturday watching that, so that'd be cool. I hope you all have a good week. As I say, I will be back the weekend with my reviews. If you like this video, please give me those beautiful thumbs up and let me know you like what I'm doing. If you don't like my video, please feel free to use the comments down below. Let me know why you don't like my video, or if there's something you think I could be doing that could make my video more interesting or better. Please, I'm always open to feedback, so please, the comments below. But constructive criticism only. Saying you don't like my video because I'm a fat wanker isn't really going to help me, is it? Because that isn't going to change that quickly. But like letting me know maybe ways you think that I can make my videos better, that is always welcome. Anywho, that's enough of me twittering on. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a good week and enjoy your comics. I've been Jason. This has been Dude's Comic Haul. Bye for now.